Coffee with Joe video. I know it's been a long time. A lot but little has happened in this last month, so that's why I waited so long, plus a couple other things came up. I am drinking a beverage today. It's the first time in a while. It's an Aero S'mores hot chocolate with eggnog in it. I'm drinking out of my new Christmas mug that my husband gave me. So yeah, first of all, I want to talk about how I've been doing this for 1 year now. I was going to film a video on Christmas Day because that was my 1 year anniversary of doing Coffee with Joe. But I've just been so busy and exhausted at the same time and things happening that I was not able to do that. So I'm doing it today, and I just want to thank everyone so much for all the love and support. I've had nothing but good things and support from you guys for these videos. It's helped some people. I've had a lot of people reach out to me that I haven't talked to in years, and just constant, support, and just, I don't even know. I don't have words. I'm just really, really happy that it's been 1 year and that I've come so far, but yet not at the same time. So I just want to thank you guys so much for just the love and support for this channel. So I don't know where to begin. I'll take a sip. So last time I filmed was back in November, and November was a crazy month for me. I was in and out of the hospital a lot. I was off and on steroids a lot. It was just, I was in and out of the hospital because of those allergies I was having or whatever. And then they just put me on steroids, and we were waiting for test results. So last time I filmed it, I don't know if I was on steroids for the long period of time or the short period of time, but anyways, when I came right out of the hospital, they were only going to keep me on steroids for 4 days, and then I was just going to quit cold turkey, which sucks. Quitting steroids cold turkey sucks. No matter how long you've been on them, you feel terrible. But my GI doctor called, and he said that because we were waiting so long to find out if I was allergic to Entyvio or not, they didn't want me going into a flare-up, so they put me on steroids to prevent that. So I'm still on steroids. I will be on steroids to January 20th. But I've been going through the slow withdrawal, and it still sucks. It's not as quick and hard as the other one, but it still sucks. So I'm on steroids right now, my allergist doesn't think it's allergies. There's a lot there's some things that I'm not going to share yet just because we are waiting for results or confirmation on some things, but I am seeing an endocrinologist in February. My allergist thinks it might be a tumor to do with hormones that could possibly be the issue, and why I was getting hives and stuff like that, which I don't fully understand, but that's what the endocrinologist is supposed to help me with. He said, he said it could be multiple things, but it's not allergies, which he says is confusing also, because when I go into the hospital with these allergic reactions, they're anaphylactic in nature, but when they look at me, my heart rate's not normal. I don't have a normal heart rate, but it's normal. My blood pressure's normal. There's no medical reason why I'm having an anaphylactic reaction, but I'm having one. And they were all happening at 5 or 7 a.m. in the morning, and multiple doctors, so this is not just one person said this, multiple doctors have told me that anaphylaxis happens between 5 minutes of ingesting or whatever the item that you're allergic to 4 hours. And this happened at 5 or 7 in the morning. So I wasn't ingesting anything, nothing normal. I do sleep eat, but this was even before I was sleep eating, because I only sleep eat on steroids. So it made no sense. But then when I go in the hospital, it's anaphylactic, but there's no reason. So it's been very confusing. So they definitely think it's hormonal. It could also be my thyroid. There's thyroid history in my family. So yeah, I do see an endocrinologist in February, but I'm off the steroids in January. So I am nervous for that, like, in between. Because since I've been on steroids this last time around, I've had no problems except for I just got my Entyvio last week, and a couple hours after I had my Entyvio, I got that lump in my throat feeling again, where I feel like I'm swallowing over something. It's like it almost triggered it, and it happened like shortly after I got my Entyvio, within that like range of time of allergies. So it's a little frustrating because I told my, like previously when I had the lump in my throat feeling, I told my allergist about that, and he said, I can't do anything about that, but your GI doctor can, because they deal with this issue as well. So I told my GI doctor. My GI doctor is like, it's not allergies, but talk to your allergist. So then I left a message for my allergist today, because now I'm like, who do I talk to about this? Like, someone's got to know what to do about this lump in the throat. I don't know if it's my Entyvio, like, it makes sense to me that my Entyvio, like, triggered it. I wasn't suggesting it was allergies, because they said I'm not allergic to it. I was wondering if, like, it's even, just tell me if it's a side effect of Entyvio, that's fine. I just want to know I'm okay, like, and that'll eventually subside when my body gets used to it. I do know that chest pain is a side effect of Entyvio, but I haven't had that since my allergies, I'm saying allergies because I don't know what else to call them, started. So, and I didn't have any chest pain this round. I just have the lump in my throat feeling. So it's really, really confusing. But yeah. So we did a whole bunch of blood work, and he tested me for everything under the sun, because he was concerned because there was a I think it was my white blood count was very high. And when you're on steroids, it's supposed to bring it down. So when your white blood count is high, that usually means infection. And I was on steroids at that point, and he was like, it's not working. So he tested me for, he as a myologist tested me for everything under the sun. It all came back basically normal. There was a couple things that were kind of off, but when you're on as many medications as I am, that's going to happen, but nothing really concerning. So that all came back normal. So there's nothing really more my allergist can do, but he is staying on board because he says I'm an interesting person, and he wants to find out what's wrong with me, because I don't check off all the boxes. I only check some of the boxes off. I've been told that by him and my GP and my GI doctor multiple times within the last month, that I'm an interesting case or an interesting person. It just makes me laugh because, like, I know I haven't, like, I never always check off all the boxes, only some. And I do like all my doctors. They all have been very, very helpful. It's just sometimes you have to laugh, because I don't know what else would get me through this if I don't laugh. So yeah, that's kind of basically what's been happening. I'm just waiting right now. I just have to wait for doctors and tests and stuff. There's nothing more I can do. So yeah, I've been on steroids the last like month, and it's been crazy. Yeah. So you get really, really hyper on steroids. You have insomnia. I was sweating like crazy all the time. And then as you go through the withdrawal, like I feel like I gain weight when I'm withdrawing and not when I'm on them. So like, this is the most I've ever weighed my entire life. It's really, really hard on my body because I gain it so quickly in such a short period of time. And a lot of it is water weight and water retention. So everything on me is very tight, and I'm really like sore all the time. And I'm at the point where I stand, I can't see my feet. And I can't bend over, because if I bend over, I'm not coming back up. And I just, all my joints ache and everything. And my energy is definitely like diminishing. So I started off on steroids at 40 milligrams, and now I'm on 20. So I'm about halfway done, and I'm definitely starting to feel the withdrawal. I'm getting more and more exhausted. I was doing so many things at once, and it was great, and I was feeling great, and I was trying to see as many people as possible before COVID got real bad again. And I did successfully see a lot of people. I'm still hoping to see a few more people if things don't lock down, but I don't know. We'll see. But I'm definitely getting more and more tired. I'm eating less, which is nice because I was eating us out of the house and home because I was so hungry all the time. And I was baking constantly. And like I went through 24 muffins in 2 days because I was eating that much, guys. I couldn't. It keeps you up. If you don't eat, it'll keep you up. It's basically like being pregnant but without the baby. Or so I've heard. I've never been pregnant, but the water retention, the weight gain, the mood swings, insomnia, the everything. It's crazy. The acne, it's a thing. I've gained a lot of acne with steroids. So yeah, it like fixes one thing, or it doesn't even fix one thing. It helps your body heal, give you time to heal, but it causes so many other issues. So I'm glad to be coming off of them, but at the same time, I'm starting to feel more and more miserable every day. So yeah, and I just want to like quickly recap the year because we're almost also at the new year, and I just want to go over like everything that happened this year as like a whole. So first of all, when I started this channel, I just got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. I wasn't even on the biologics yet. I was just on the pill, the inflammatory pill that they were giving me. I just started it. And it wasn't as bad to the point of hospitalization yet. And now I'm at the point where I've tried 2 biologics. I've been on steroids 5 times this year. I've been in the hospital. I've been admitted to hospital twice. I've been in the emergency room about 6 times. And I still have no results for my head issues because everything has been put on hold because my ulcerative colitis basically just took over my life. And I was on steroids so much that you can't do anything when you're on steroids for head issues. So they were just like, let's get your ulcerative colitis under control. So all my head issues, while still being here, I haven't really been able to do anything because of my ulcerative colitis. So yeah, I'm going into, this is my 3rd Christmas being sick. And you know what, it was really hard because the first year, it was right before COVID, and we had like a big family gathering, but it was really, really hard for me to enjoy it. It just took so much energy. I couldn't play with the kids, really. I basically just sat there the whole time, and I didn't really enjoy it. And then the second year was COVID. We didn't get to see anyone or do anything. We were all in lockdown. We all had a bad Christmas. And this year, I mean, the government made it up to choice for people, kind of, like gatherings up to 10 if you're vaccinated or whatever the rules were, right before Christmas because Omicron came in and, you know, decided to take over. So I was really excited for the holidays because I was put on steroids right before Omicron became like really bad. It was just like coming out or whatever. And so I was like, oh my goodness, I get to enjoy my first Christmas. I get to see everyone. I get to do everything. For the last like 2 years, I haven't been able to, and I was really looking forward to it. And then that happened, and we weren't on lockdown. I still got to see my family. I still got to see like a few friends and stuff. We had a little Friendsmas with our friends, so I was able to see some people, but we weren't able to have that big family gathering. So that was sad. That was hard. Actually, this month has been really hard emotionally. I've had a lot of emotional breakdowns. A lot of things just happen, and we're coming up and stuff. And so I've been like happy like 1 minute because I have all this energy because of steroids, and then like really, really sad and like crying for hours the next. So it's been really hard emotionally and physically. But yeah, And so yeah, it's been 3 years now, and I don't know what to do. I was hoping last year around New Year's, I believe, I made like a goal. Like I was like, oh, this is our goal. Our goal is to get out of financial debt. Our goal is to find a diagnosis for my head, all that stuff. Yeah, none of that happened. We had a lot of help though for financially throughout this entire year. It was absolutely incredible, and actually we did get out of quite a bit of debt because of that. So I do want to thank you guys so much, everyone who has contributed to that. Like I couldn't even, I can't even explain to you guys how grateful we have been over the last year for everyone who's supported us with food and money and everything. Like, it's been absolutely incredible. You guys have no idea the amount of times where people have dropped off food, and like, if you didn't do that, like, we would have been eating a can of soup for dinner because that's all we had. So it's really been quite a blessing from all of you, and I just want to say thank you so much. And the prayers, like, there's been times where I physically have felt people like praying, and I was like, oh, someone's praying for me right now. I think I feel that a lot lately because, like, it's really hard for me to connect with God lately, but my prayer life has been really strong, and so I think that's why I've like felt that. So I just want to thank you, everyone who's done that, and all the messages you guys have sent. They all mean a lot, every single one of them. Steve and I are really hoping that sooner than later, hopefully, we are going to be able to bless everyone else back in return. This season of needing to be helped has taught us both that accepting help is okay, and it's our pride has definitely gone down. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, you know, I used to hate accepting help. I loved helping everybody else. I was a giver constantly, and when you are put in a position when you literally cannot do anything, you cannot move, you cannot eat, you cannot literally do anything, you learn to accept help, and that it's okay, because that's what the church is for, that's what your friends are for, that's what family's for. And every single one of you has helped, and not one person has let us down, and you're constantly there, and we've constantly used people over and over, and like, you're not tired of it, and it really is a true blessing. And I know that there's a reason why we're going through this, and because God has a reason for it, and I fully believe that. I don't always know. Sometimes I believe it more than others, but I do know in my heart that there's a reason for it, and I just hope that it's to bless someone else one day or multiple people. So thank you for that. However, the health goals have not been good. I've gotten worse over this year. So I went from saying, hey, I want a diagnosis for my head issue, to now I have 2 to 3 issues. Actually, now I have 3 because of my allergy issues. So I have my head issue, I have my ulcerative colitis, which is still not under control, and I have now my body acting up in hives. I was thinking, like, what if this is all one thing? My allergist was even thinking that too, but I definitely do have at least 2 different issues. I have my ulcerative colitis as one thing for sure, and then I have this head issue and like my body. I don't know if those 2 are like connected, but that's, yeah. So now I went from having 1 issue to 3. So my New Year's goal is to not have one. I am really tired of setting goals and them not being met, because I get my hopes high and I get really excited. Even like just being on steroids right now, I'm like, oh, I feel great, but I know that's like all fake and temporary because I'm about to be off steroids and it's gonna suck. So yeah, my goal is to just live day by day, and my goal is to trust God more, and instead of trying to control what's going on with my body and with the doctors and finances and everything like that, I'm giving it all to God. I'm like, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. I know God's got me, and I'm still alive, I'm still breathing. There's so much still to be thankful for. So that's my goal. It's just live day by day. Yeah. And if I had to pick one goal, it'd be to never be on steroids again. I would love to not go on steroids for 2022. I know I'm going into 2022 with steroids, but like, if that could be the last time, that would be great. Although I feel like it might not be, but who knows? That would be the one thing I would pick. Yeah. So, yeah, that's right. There's not really much else going on. I feel okay-ish right now because of the steroids. We're waiting to see doctors. One thing is that we are applying for Botox treatment for my eye migraines. So it's funny. So they have to. So when I originally saw my neuroconcussion specialist or whatever, there were so many issues going on, but the biggest issue she wanted to get under control was my eye migraines, because she felt like if she could get that under control, maybe that's like the root issue, and we might never know what caused it, but if we can fix it, then maybe all my other symptoms will slowly subside, and not being able to read or multitask is just my brain's way of like controlling itself, kind of. So I was on one medication and it wasn't working, so then they took me off of it and put me on another medication, because in order for you to get a different type of treatment that would actually probably work, you have to, by Manitoba law or whatever, I'm having a hard time with my words lately, but like by Manitoba government, you have to try 2 different medications from 2 different families. So I tried 2 different medications, they didn't work. So they put me back on one because it does help with sleep and I get no sleep. But now we're applying for Botox. And you have to get 1 injection every 3 months, and we won't know for 3 injections whether it actually works or not. So I won't know until around this time next year whether or not Botox works. So that's a whole nother year of issues that so I'd probably still be off work and still be doing what I'm doing this time next year. Just hopefully a little bit healthier with ulcerative colitis and stuff. But originally she wanted to put me on a biologic, because that's like the best thing that you can do is put you on a biologic. But I'm already on a biologic for ulcerative colitis. So she said you can't do 2 biologics because they could cancel each other out, or a chemical reaction or something like that in your body. So that's why I have to do Botox. So we have applied for it. We haven't really heard anything back yet about it, when it starts, or like how much costs or anything like that. But so there is progress, hopefully. I really, really, really hope the Botox works, because I'm tired of trying medications and them not working. I just want to like try something and it works. I just want to be healthy again. Even if I never truly find out what happened to my head, I just want it to be fixed, because I'm ready to move on past it. So pray that, the Botox works. And we don't even know if the Entyvio works for my ulcerative colitis, because I've been on steroids basically the whole time. And then when I wasn't, they thought I was allergic to it. So also pray that Entyvio works and I don't have to switch medications or be hospitalized again. That's really it.
And COVID booster.
Oh, yes. This is why I have my husband here, because I'm going through withdrawal and I can't think properly. So I'm getting my COVID booster on Thursday. I am nervous for it because when I got my first COVID vaccine, it was okay. I had a really, really, really bad eye migraine, probably the worst one I've ever had. So, I mean, that kind of sucked, but like, I know how to deal with those already. I've been dealing with them for like 2 years. The second one I got while I was in the hospital on morphine. So the day after I got it, I mean, I was already in the hospital with a flare-up, but I did feel like crap. But I had morphine, so they just kept on giving me morphine and T3s and stuff to help me get through it. So I don't really like I remember it, but I don't at the same time. So I'm nervous because I am on steroids for this one. So I don't know, because steroids suppresses a lot of things. I don't know if like, hey, like maybe I won't feel crappy, or because I'm doubly immune compromised, if I'm going to feel even worse. I don't really know what to expect. So, and like, if I feel sick, like how long is it going to take me to not feel sick, because I have no energy. So I am nervous, but I know I need to get it because I need to protect myself, and but especially being like really, really immune compromised. And then in 8 weeks, I will be my 4th, because they just announced today that they want immune compromised people to get the 4th one. And so, yeah, I will be getting that shortly too, again, hopefully. But yeah, I believe that's it. I also just want to encourage everyone right now, because we are going into like I have lost how many wave counts of this COVID thing. But the cases are like the worst it's been, I believe. And it sucks. It sucks for everyone, whether you're immune compromised or not, whether you're at school or not, whether you work from home, whether you are working out in the public. It just really sucks. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of fear. But there's also, yeah, I just want to encourage everyone to stay safe, and to, it's hard to see an end to this, but like there's a plan. God has a plan, and that's all you need to know. And like we just have to go with the flow, and just remember that there are loved ones out there for you, and to the very few people that we're probably only going to be able to see very soon, just hold on tight to them and talk to them, and share your emotions and share your feelings about this, because it is important. That's why I do this channel, because it's an outlet for me to be able to talk about how I feel and to communicate with everyone how I feel, because it's very hard for me. And I know that people who don't have issues just have a hard time communicating in general how they feel, and it's so important to communicate your feelings, because it really is healing. And I just really want to encourage people in that, and to also have grace, because there's opinions that you may not agree with, or lifestyles that have come out of this because you not agree with it. And just remember that people are people, and every single one of those people that you may not agree with all have feelings, and they all have hearts, and they all have immune systems, and they all have families. And whatever choice that they're making, either it might be a difficult one or it might not be a difficult one, but remember who we all were before all this, and remember like who we all loved before all this, and that those people are still the same people. We're all faced with a very tough decision, and everyone has a right to a decision. But just remember that that person who is making that decision that you don't agree with, that they also have a right to make decisions to protect themselves. And I think that a lot of us have turned away from that and have lost sight of what love and friendship and family really means. And I just really want to encourage people to just remember that we're literally all in this together. The whole world is in this together, so we're not going anywhere. COVID is here, so let's try to remember to love each other and have grace for each other. And yeah, thank you so much. Hopefully next time I come around or do a video, I will have better news for you guys. Take care. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye.